Hello and welcome to Nigeria Today, a journalist rendezvous on trending issues. Today, before we go to the main program, let's take a look at most of the headlines from some of our national dailies. First, we start from the Vanguard. I vow to share profits from tunnel earned group with the society. That's according to Nana Mwafo. Stop extorting legations. CP Afolabi warns policemen. Buhari summons minister over erratic power supply. Insecurity, Nigeria must change tactics to win war against terrorism. That's according to General Seni. How we made Nigeria top 10 most improved world economies, Lai Mohammed. These are from the Vanguard. Now from the Punch. Security operatives take over Cross River Assembly after court judgment. Police kill Delta Iron excavator over alleged 1,000 naira bribe. DSS storms Enugu community, operative guns down fleeing mother of one. Swear in our candidates as Ebonyi governor, PDP tells CJ. Now let's move over to these day newspapers. Civil society groups demand passage of anti-prison bill in Edo. National Assembly orders reach sanction over breach of National Minimum Wage Act. Emefiele, unprecedented oil theft affecting economy. Now the Nation. South PDP governors demand presidential tickets. Buhari approves more security operatives armed for Imo. APC chair Adamu Amakura Mustafa Akme Musa for vice for the chairmanship position. Court orders AGF to remove NDDC from Niger Delta Ministry. Now the Sun newspaper. Blackout. FG restores 450 megawatts at Calabar power plant. Enugu Giba, Monarchs endorse Ekweremadu. Court sacks Cross River Speaker 9 orders over defection. Nnamdi Kanu narrates ordeal in the hands of abductors in Kenya. These are some of the headlines from some of our national dailies. Now to the main program. My name is Nwagbara and I want to welcome you once more. Before I move on, I want to welcome my senior colleagues in the building. I want to start from my far left. Welcome, sir.
Viewers and listeners, you're welcome to this program. Mr. Moderator, thank you for having me.
And Mr. Iwoha, how are you?
I'm fine. Welcome to the program, viewers.
Beautiful. In the past few days, President Muhammadu Buhari invited the Imo State Governor Uzodimma, to the villa to discuss the security situation in Imo State. Now, we are hearing that the president has approved more armed and more security men to make sure that the tide is tamed in Imo State. And we are asking, is deployment of more troops and ammunition in Imo State the solution to the problem ravaging Imo State so far?
Mr. Moderator, I think it's a very laughable situation. This morning in Zamfara, not less than 37 were killed by armed men, non-gunmen, bandits, and so on. The killings has never eluded Katsina and some other northern states. And I think it's just like the pot calling the kettle black in this situation. For Mr. Buhari to have thought about getting or rather enforcing more security in Imo State, I think it's a very laughable situation, because what is even happening in his area, nothing has been done about it. And Uzodimma himself, who is talking about, or who may have asked for this, I think he's not being fair to himself equally too, because all this while, it's obvious a lot of local government communities in Imo State are on the run, and he has failed to do the needful. And one may ask, what is supposed to be the needful? So what Mr. Buhari did, the Mr. President did, I don't think it's what it is not necessary. The issue of Imo State is not a case of ammunitions and military personnel and so on.
So you'd like to tell us what the case of this?
I think part of what the president did is what he's supposed to do. Because if there is insecurity in any given area, the authorities should respond by
What part of this country? What part of this country don't we have AA security?
The problem is
Is there anywhere?
It's the response. We are not talking of the
to do
response
right now.
Yes, that response.
Sending more guns and more
No,
machine
no,
guns
the
and all that.
security has to be beefed up. Anywhere you report, that is the essence of the man being on top of the situation. Because people will say, what did the president do? Is it just inviting Ozodema to Asobina? The president must do something. And since he's the chief security officer, he must do something security-wise. But that may not be the only solution.
So
that's what you will say.
Assuming you were the president, what would have been
Yes,
the solution?
you have to apply the carrot and the stick approach. Because
You may have to.
What has Mr. President
even
done
if,
in
even
more
if you-
serious situations like
what
this?
is happening-
Even in his own area,
Excuse me, what
in
is
his own
happening-
state,
what is
in his own
happening in
village.
Castina is the state of the president. It's slightly different from what is happening in Imo.
Is it not time we talk about?
We are talking about security. We are
That is
saying
why,
what it
that
did.
is why I said there is
the fact remains that when you want to negotiate, you negotiate who have face.
Yes,
These are faceless people.
I'm unknown.
I'm not
So how are you beefing up the security when you're talking about that in his own state? That place is not safe. Himself is not safe. In Zamfara, in fact, in all the northern states. What about
What would he
Kaduna?
have done?
I don't know.
What would he have
I
done?
don't know.
Differently from what he did.
What he would have done, he would have been very plain and open to Governor Zodema. Tell him, my brother, you can see. Because there is a saying in Igbo land, whoever that must heal or cure Witilo must present a finger, because if you've not suffered it, you cannot. And every person knows he has failed security-wise, because even in his state it's happening, and has not been able to do anything. And who tells you
he has been doing something? The fact that the bandits are
he has been doing something?
Yes.
What effort has he made, and what result has he
the
made?
fact that we're even in this
Well,
studio
it
now.
is recalled that armed men attacked the police station in Imo State a few days ago, and then I think that was what prompted this protective invitation to the villa. And of course, in our past discussions, we talked about the monarchs and then religious leaders in the south is calling the president to come. Let's discuss this thing. I think, don't you people think that it is right that
Good discussion.
there should be discussion?
And that's why I
to
said
find out
good.
what exactly is that decision.
Exactly.
Even while the discussion,
Not coming to
even
beef up
while,
ammunition.
even while the discussion is going on, you must beef up ammunition because the people are attacking.
The soldiers that were posted to honor, what did they do? They ended up killing more.
The situation.
So
it's not about
worse.
Sorry,
about
let's just try to shift a little bit.
Okay.
This wasn't really part of our discussion, but I just bumped into it. I think it's worth discussing. Nanawa was saying that he's going to share the profit from tunnel end with the society. I think if that kind of let's vote for him, is it possible for him to share his private end money with the society?
Yes, it's possible.
As a governor of the state?
It's possible. It's possible.
As a governor of which state?
As in, if
Has it
he
been
become,
elected?
I said,
Okay.
should he become the governor
What
of the
he
state?
said, is he saying that he will share the profit now, or he will share the profit when he becomes the governor?
Even as he becomes the governor, and he said he will share the profit that is made from tunnel end with the society.
It's free. It's free to do that,
So-
and we have been advocating that even before.
It's not about advocating that. But this is a political promise.
No, excuse
so nobody is going to bank on it. We've had so many more beautiful ones than that.
Whatever.
And look at where we
I
are.
think maybe when the time comes, we're going to stress more.
Whatever it
I
is.
hope.
If we can do that, fine.
All right. Recently, the governor of Abia State removed Senator Adolphus Nwagbara as the chairman, governing council of Abia State University, and of course that didn't come. It was just barely hours or days or just hours that the former Senate president made a comment. He said that the Abia State governorship seat should be ceded to the Abia North or to the Okwa people. If it must remain in the south, it should be for the Okwa people, or it should go back to the north. Now, it wasn't too long. He said that this is going to, if PDP should zone their tickets to the should the Ngwa people retain the governorship of the state, it will mark, it will, spark off a protest vote against the Ngwa nation, which is why PDP lost in Plateau State in the last election. So, well, let's forget about the connection between the sacking as the chairman, governing council, and then talk about his advocating for a post to be shifted to the Abia North.
I think Nwagbara has completed his tenure as chairman of governing council.
That is, I don't think so.
And secondly, the vice chancellor of Abia State University is from Okwa. And you cannot have the vice chancellor from Okwa. At the same time, you have the chairman of government from the same Okwa. So for me, what they got, if you look at the list, the only person that was changed there is even Nwagbara. The people who have been there are also there. If you check the list
so
very well.
Everybody was
This
thinking,
is,
are you saying
please,
that?
Please, before you go to the whatever next question,
Yeah.
I think this is, I wouldn't want to say it's political and I don't want to appear personal. You see, Nwagbara failed to understand or read the handwriting on the wall. In fact, by that statement, he was indirectly indicting the governor. That is one. Two, he was also preempting the governor because if you are a loyal person appointed by the governor, you should have known where the clock is tilting to, and then also know what to say. By saying that, invariably, what he did was to exonerate the Okwa from the Ngwas. Because in everything, we have two divides in Abia State. We talk about the Okwangwa and talk about the Old Bende. And for him to single out Okwa and talk about Ongwa, it means a particular thing. And that was also, it was also an insult even to the governor, who is acclaimed to have come from the Okwangwa.
Hold on, is there no marginalization?
I'm coming.
The marriage
I am
between the
coming.
Okwa and the Ongwa.
I am coming. Now, when you talk about marginalization, the Ongwas are 7, Okwa is only 2. And from what we are saying, when you are talking about, just like what distinguished Senator T. Oji, said, when people started raising abuses on him, I told them it's wrong because that is his pure suggestion. It's personal. He's not putting it before the governor. He only suggested. But any right-thinking person in Abia State will know that there are only 2 divides, the Okwangwa and Old Bende. And then when Ojuso finished when he took over power in 99, and he finished successfully after 8 years, Kotsi demands he would have handed over to Abia South, which is Okwangwa. And then if there was need for Abia Central, the Abia Central, which is also 2 divides, Old Bende and Okwangwa, should come together and say, now that this thing has come to us, who will go first? But it was not done that way. Ojuso decided to give back to his brother, who is in Abia Central, from the Old Bende extraction. And Kotsi demands whether any man likes it or not, and that is the true justice and equity we are talking about, that this thing should come, now that it's in Abia South, the Abia South man should hand over to Abia South Central.
So where is the place of the Okama
Good.
in this marriage?
Now, it's a very beautiful question. Now, because of the relationship, I sincerely believe that after Abia Central now, it goes back to Abia North. After Abia North, it comes back to Abia South. When it comes back to Abia South, then the Okwa man will now take his turn. But for Okwa man to stand now and talk about his turn now, it is
you actually giving the Okwa man a 32 years.
Excuse me.
It doesn't matter how long. How many years did the Demba State to get?
In politics, people express their opinion. And in fact, we said people are entitled to their views. So the way people take some of these things is not the way I take it. When you bring out your views, it's open for discussion. Nwagbara can still be brought to say, bring his points, and people can look at it and say, is he making a point or is he not making a point? What I am saying is that his removal, for me, is not a question of because he made a statement. His removal is that is tenure, he has exhausted it. And his own brother is the vice chancellor of the university.
What is the supposed tenure?
It's 3 years. It's 3 years. The vice chancellor of the university
That was subject to renewal.
is his Okwaman.
He's entitled to 2 tenures.
Yes.
Yeah, so what
if his brother is not the VC, you understand what I mean? So if you are looking at the university and you say the VC is from Okwa, the chairman of governing council is also from Okwa. The governor did the right thing.
What is wrong about that? What is wrong about that?
Something wrong.
What about the Fulani? What about the Fulanis? What about Buhari and his people?
Is the vice
Don't worry, we'll
president.
come back immediately. Don't forget to go to our Facebook page at Living Television and of course YouTube at Living Television. This program is trending live, and most of our programs too are also there already posted. We'll be back in a jiffy. Don't go nowhere.
Admission is ongoing at Living TV Film Academy, Abia State, for candidates wishing to study filmmaking and mass communication for skill certificate training and degree programs, including mandatory NYSC post-degree service. Courses offered are Department of Journalism and Media Studies, Broadcast Journalism, TV Presentation, Photojournalism, Department of Film and Multimedia Studies, Cinematography, Acting, Video Editing, Film Production, Website Designing, Modeling and Makeup, Bead Making, Screenwriting, Theatre Arts, Department of Broadcasting, Script Writing, Journalism, Reporting, Software Programming, Mobile and Web App Development, Audio Production, Graphic Designing, Digital Animation, Special Effects, Social Media Management. Entry qualifications. Candidates must possess 5 credits in WASICAM GCE, NAPTEB or equivalent. We have the following technical infrastructure for students' skills acquisition: an art theatre well equipped for modern digital television and radio studios open for hire to the public, an audio suite for music production, soundtracks, sound effects, jingles and voice-over, etc. A 50 feet by 40 feet chroma studio, largest in Africa for special effects, world-class rendering facilities for post-production rendering, animation and cartoon technology, assorted professional cameras, drones, etc. A film village with epic and village houses for theatre arts and epic films making. Our studies are skill-oriented with well-qualified academic and technical teachers. We also admit students on industrial training and internship from other institutions. Professional license will be issued to graduates to practice as professionals by Bollywood, a registered professional organization for filmmakers. Wow! What are you waiting for? Rush now and obtain our admission form with 2,000 naira only at our main campus, number 1 Judges Road, 5th floor, former UBA House by NEPA, Waterside Descent, Abia State, Nigeria, or visit our website, livingradio.com.ng, the Academy, www.livingtvfilmacademy.com, email livingtvfilmacademy@gmail.com, or call 0805 367 3900 or 0816 641 1400. Signed, Registrar.
Welcome back. It is still Nigeria Today, the journalist Rendezvous on Living Television, and we have been discussing with my learned and senior colleagues here with me. We want to move on. Let's not go back to what we were discussing before the break. A federal high court in Abuja, anchored by Justice Nwagbara, sacked the Ebonyi governor because of his defection from PDP to APC. That has also repeated in Cross River State, where those who defected with the governor, Ben Ayade, the House of Assembly members, even their speaker, were sacked by a federal high court in Abuja too. Now we are saying, is the judiciary playing a part that is going to shape our democracy for better?
Yes, that is what the judiciary should do. Because if you look at the recent judgments, people have welcomed these judgments. And we have to watch and see whether this thing will be carried to appellate courts. That's the Court of Appeal and the Supreme Court.
So why is the PDP selective in this particular, suits?
They are not selective. All the suits are going on concurrently. What you hear is the one.
Yes.
What you hear is the one whose judgment has been given. All these things are running concurrently.
And besides, you will also know that if the PDP had not gone to court, nothing would have happened. Maybe they would have made away with the escarpments, their crossovers as usual. It has always been so.
This crossover is too much.
It's too much. You come into a party and you were given a ticket by the party, the ideology of the party, it's assumed you accepted them before even, considering to be part of the party. All of a sudden. And you use the influence of the party to win an election. After winning the election, then you all of a sudden.
Go and read the certificate of return given to them by the INEC. The certificate of return is Ben Ayede of PDP. So immediately you shift, that certificate of return becomes invalid.
It's just like a son who disfathers his father, who disowns his father. It's just like that, because why is name a compound noun? That even when it is Chinedum Godson Adiele, it's supposed to be three. You still say my name is, and when you say my name is, and you only mention your first name, it's incomplete. And so, as far as Nigerian Constitution is concerned, there is no independent candidate. And you are not supposed to leave the party that helped you to win election. And as at the time of winning this election, if you will remember very well, PDP had no stake in Southeast here. APC, sorry. APC had no stake in Southeast here. So if PDP had done you this good, why would you want to pay them back whatever? So I'm sure the judiciary is
let us just watch us.
Yes.
Everybody is hopeful. I think it's
a beautiful thing for our beautiful nation, because when this defection thing is stopped, I think given so many synonyms, cross-carpeting and all the rest of it, I think the carpet should be removed now, so nobody should be crossing it, so that we will have a stable democracy where we have people who have ideologies. Because I think in our country we don't have political ideology. What we have are people who just look at their self-interest. They go there and want to win, and once they win, they think the mandate is theirs, and then they behave anyhow. This is going to help our democracy. I think our National Assembly should even go ahead to enact a bill that will actually make cross-carpeting an offense in Nigeria. That will help us. And so if you want to cross-carpet, you cross-carpet as a neutral entity, not when you have a mandate you are holding for a political.
The National Assembly may not want to do that, because they are all the same people. They are all the same people that want from it. And like I said in one of our programs the other time, the one time the pioneer chairman of APC once said it, that no matter who you are, no matter what you've committed, the moment you cross over to APC, you are now a decent person. I think that is why. So that is to tell you that those who are crossing over.
The same thing with PDP too, when they were in power.
Yes, the moment you come who are crossing over, they don't have, they have skeletons in their cupboard. That's what it means. Because a man like that of Ebonyi State, Dave Umahi was almost an example of leadership in the Southeast here in terms of governance, because he did so well. I don't know what would have taken him over to any other party.
Because he had a personal agenda.
Okay,
I think so.
Let's the former governor of Anambra State, Willie Obiano, was arrested at Murtala Mohammed Airport in Lagos State while trying to go to United States. I don't want to say flee, because I didn't know what he was going for a vacation or something. Okay? So he was arrested, and then he's been placed there for some days now, but he just regained his, he has been granted bail by the EFCC pending the fulfillment of the
bail condition. Not out of the place.
Yeah, so and now, following the melodrama that happened there, I think, could it be that the melodrama that happened during the inauguration of the governor of Anambra State now, Chukuma Charles could have prompted the former governor trying to go to the US to cool off?
No. The man said ab initio that the moment he has somebody that is leaving the country, he said it. They asked him, are you not contesting for any other thing? The man said no. He wants a quiet life in the US. And for me, I'm not excited with the arrest of him. We have been seeing the arrest. There was time T.O.J. was arrested.
He wants a quiet life in the US. So
yes.
There is no quiet life in Nigeria.
Yes.
That's what it is.
That's what
but we know it now. We know there is not. But
the man is no longer interested.
Let's understand this.
I see.
So he only enjoys Nigeria when he's in power.
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. He was the MD, managing director of Fidelity Bank. The man has been saying over the years. So if EFCC is arresting him, let them charge him to court. Let us know. At the end of the day, now he may not even be charged. These are just drama.
There's a way I look at this because before the day of swearing in, EFCC had announced that he is in their watch list. And I am sure he's aware of that.
Couldn't have followed the footsteps of fire.
Now, I am coming. What, as a person who had no skeleton in his cupboard, even if you have no, it's common in Nigeria here. But what I think what he would have done, he would have gone to EFCC after handing over and said, "Why am I in your watch list?" I am sure if he had gone there himself, this embarrassment wouldn't have been there. And for EFCC having announced this, and then immediately after handover, and we are running away, it looked as if they preempted him. They know he was going to run away. And it looks as if whatever accusation is right. And then the EFCC too is also very wrong. Where are the likes of Magu of the then EFCC? And so on. Where are they? Have they been arrested? And then what you are saying is alleged.
Just alleged.
It's just alleged.
If the man if he travels to the US, he also come back.
He will come back. The wife is
here.
It's
the family,
the family, they are all here.
Yeah, so
that arrest is wrong. And that is why when some people say there is a political I look at it that way.
I only take EFCC serious the moment they charge somebody to court.
But I think investigation should be concluded before they. There's certain level of practice that our investigative.
What of ABIA? You see what ABIA does?
Information that you're going to nail somebody. When you present before the person, I think guilty or not guilty, I'm guilty.
Yes.
Because evidence is on ground. Gentlemen, that's how much we're going to have for today. I want to thank you for giving a very analytical, digest to this particular episode of our event, our program today. So I want to start with you. Let me start with you. You're not smiling. I don't know why. Did anybody say something like that?
There's no problem.
President Buhari smiles.
Does he smile?
All right, people.
I'm not saying he's smiling.
Thank you so much. Dr. Iwoha. I'm so happy to have you in the program today. And Professor today, but I'll give you Professor today so that you know you're a professor. I'm actually I've missed people who are literate, who are knowledgeable in what they are doing. So I want to say thank you very much, Professor Tunibade. Thank you so much.
Thank you, our moderator, and our viewers. Same time next
Please,
week.
Can you make your smile infectious so that
I can
let it be contagious.
All right. So, people, this is how much we're going to take for today. Don't forget that the program is running live on our YouTube page, and that is Living Television, of course, on our Facebook page, Living Television. My name is Nwagbara, and I hope to see you next week for another interesting package on Nigeria Today. Thank you so much for watching, and keep watching our station. Bye for now.